Hello and welcome to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. My name is Inyene Ibanga and here are the headlines. Senate suspends plenary in honor of late Senator Wakili. Human rights group says Nigeria failed to protect abducted schoolgirls. On the foreign scene, expelled Russian diplomat leave London embassy. And in sports, Super Eagles camp Brussels ahead of friendlies against Poland, Serbia. Stay tuned for details of the news. Senate has suspended plenary in honor of its late member, Senator Ali Wakili, who died on Saturday. Until his death, Wakili represented Bauchi South Senatorial District in the Red Chamber and was chairman, Committee on Poverty Alleviation and Social Welfare. The majority leader of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, who moved a motion for suspension of plenary, said that the demise of the lawmaker was a sad incident for the Senate. Lawal said his death is a sad incident for his senatorial district and for the country, as well as the development of democracy in the country. Plenary was consequently adjourned until Wednesday. The insistence by members of the National Assembly to change the sequence of the 2019 general elections, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is still generating reactions from some Nigerians. Those who spoke with Human Rights Radio in Abuja said the heat the matter is generating is causing political concern.
I don't know why the federal government and the legislatives are actually fighting over it. It is of their own interest, I want to believe so. If not, why are they looking at that as a priority? They should allow the masses to detect when election is to be conducted properly. And that because they have interest, things can never work for us in this country. Left to me, all politicians, all political office holder should get down from their position 3 months before election. That would be the only thing that will be able to know the election that will be conducted appropriately in this country. Because the way they are fighting is like there's so much interest and they want to do it by hook or crook. It is not proper. They should stop fighting and let them do something to the interests of masses of this country. We want to see credible election conducted in this country.
What the National Assembly want to do is the interest of Nigeria. Even before this democracy, elections were done from local government to state and then to the federal presidency. When the election will be conducted and the president election will be done first, you will discover that even the good to win as a president, every other person will support that good. But if it is from the local government or the state, you will discover that people will vote for the right person. What they will do is that let them start from the state, then to the federal. We will now know who the Nigeria want to vote in.
They are doing this for their own selfish interest. Why should somebody be afraid of what the time the elections should be conducted? If you know you've delivered, even if they like the election should be conducted tomorrow, but the sequence of the elections which they are trying to create a status quo as to who has the right, who can veto whatsoever, it's primarily because most of them knows they've not done well. They were just looking at, okay, if we've not done well and then the executive will not partake in our affairs, we can as well hold them ransom on this. That is principally what they are going after.
The legislature insisted that the reordered sequence of elections was very necessary in giving credibility to the electoral process. But the executive said the situation violates the constitutional provisions. The legislators have resolved to rework the bill on reordering of elections and represent it to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. The legislators made their own elections to come first, the governorship and state assembly second, and made the presidential election to come last. And still on electoral matters, Nigerians have been advised to shun money politics and elect credible people into the upcoming 2019 elections. Those who spoke with us noted that the effect of money politics on the nation's democracy is enormous and must be discouraged by all means.
The effect of money voting by influenced politicians who go to World Bank and private organizations to borrow money and begin to share to electorate. The consequence is enervating. It's tragic and it's poisonous. If you want to see the results quickly, it is not far from what we call bad governance. And today, the consequence is that Nigerian citizens cannot feel the impact of leadership because democracy to them is a trade. And if a man go borrow money to win election, it means he's doing a one-man business. You dare not expect what I call dividends of democracy. He will borrow and recover and get interest. So by the time they hire you 2,000, 5,000 and they share for you, you are going to suffer for the rest 4 years to come.
Our politicians for a long time now have been buying us with money, but it's a time that we know that our future is at stake, and our leadership is very important, that we get a right leadership so as to move Nigeria forward. So do not sell your vote by taking money that you will spend in just a few days and it will over. Remember your children's life are at stake, so take the right decision. Don't indulge in selling your vote.
If somebody is giving you money for you to elect him or her in a particular post, you have sold out your conscience already. There is nothing you demand from such a person tomorrow because you were being bought before. So I will advise Nigerians to vote people whom they so much believed in, people with pedigree, people that can, after winning the elections, they will think towards the masses and not what they have spent before getting into such offices.
Forfeit this Naira voting syndrome that kept us where we are as a nation. That has empowered fake and corrupt leaders that have robbed the image of the country home and abroad. The only way to stop corruption, to stop bad governance, is to ensure that we vote our conscience, forget about religion, forget about ethnicity. The young Nigerian that is God-fearing, a believer that have something to offer democratically, should be our target, not to collect 2,000 peanuts and suffer for 4 years.
The history of Nigerian politics is entangled with money. After elections, infrastructural developments such as good roads, medical facilities, schools, power supply that will benefit citizens are usually put on hold, while the politicians embark on a recouping spree of their financial investments. Human rights group Amnesty International has accused Nigeria's security forces of failing to respond to warnings that Boko Haram extremists were planning to abduct more than 100 schoolgirls last month. According to the group, the army and police received multiple calls up to 4 hours before the attack in Depchi, where 110 school-age girls were abducted. The group said authorities did not take effective measures to stop the attack or to rescue the young girls. Boko Haram abducted 276 girls from a boarding school in Chibok more than 4 years ago. While some escaped and many others were released as part of negotiations, about 100 remained with their captors. The group asked the government to make public the result of the investigation and use all lawful means at its disposal to ensure that the girls are rescued. The Kogi State Police Command has confirmed the death of 3 persons by gunmen at Agbenema village in Omala local government area of the state. Herdsmen in their large numbers were said to have invaded the community at about 10:30 a.m. and started shooting, a situation that made the indigents to scamper for safety. Confirming the report, a statement by the command spokesman William Aya on Tuesday said the attack was carried out on March 19. Aya denied media reports that 11 persons, including the traditional ruler of the village, were killed in the attack. He urged members of the press as well as social media handlers to always confirm from the police before publishing any reports so as not to misinform the general public. And now to our community report. The people of Durumi community in Pape district of Abuja FCT have appealed for government support for improved living conditions. When Human Rights Radio correspondents visited the community, the people lamented how they have been living without the basic infrastructure needed to achieve good life.
We are facing a lot of challenges. There is no lights and there is no water. If anybody comes to Durumi, they say they will not like to stay because of how the environment is. I want government to give us lights and we need water, because those two things, when they are in this community, everybody will feel fine.
For this place where we are suffering for water, NEPA lights, no day, good roads, no day. So there's so many things. Even school service is not available for us. So if they can help us to make road, give us the NEPA light and the water and the school, all those things we need here.
We not get water, drink water. The one mother bring water for us, mother do borehole for us. No pa no day here. See our Lord, we not good. People don't want for this Lord here, not be small.
Anybody wey pack come here, e go back. They know they like to stay here because no light, no water, no better water for this place. So make una try for us, abeg.
We don't have lights in this environment. The solar light his past administration, good Lord, gave us. Most of the lights are not working anymore. Even the street lights are not working, not to talk of the one in the houses. We need the government to help us, give us NEPA light. The community have tried by buying poles all the way from Papi down to this place. We need transformer, we need electricity. There's no light, there's no good road. Like last year, some company came, wanted to work on the road. We don't know what happened again. They stopped. You people can even testify that as you are coming from Papi down to this place, Durumi, you discover that the doors on the road is not easy. Just last week, we lost about 3 people on the road because of the rate of the dust. All these trucks carrying gravel from company and other places. They knocked down about 2 people. One boy just died. We want the government to help us work on this road and the lights, and if possible, good hospital. The primary health care that we have, if you go there now, presently, you cannot meet anybody there. Beside that, there are no facility, no drugs. So please, the government should help us and come to our age.
Make government help us for lights, this area, for road and water, and the thing where they need be that make government help us for this our area here.
We are facing a lot of challenge in this very community because if you look around, there is a water they passing on the ground. That is the water we drink because no borehole, and children they are dying because of the water we are fetching in the river to drink. The roads, we buried someone yesterday because he had an accident on this very road. The tipper pass, you see doors everywhere. You cannot see your front, so we need help. We need to repair this road for us.
Spokesperson of the Satellite Sound Development Department of the FCTA, Felicia Meme, in an interview, told us why some parts of the territory have remained underdeveloped.
The purpose for creating the Satellite Town Development Department is to open up roads, to provide water, all the social amenities for the rural areas, to make them comfortable, just like the people in the city are. But you know, everything is a gradual process. We've gone far so far. Like if you go to Bagalapi, Karishiara, those are places inside. Some of them we have boreholes, like Karishiara is far from here. If you go there, we have boreholes there. We have boreholes in Apo Resettlement. We have boreholes and rural electrification in Karishi. In most of the villages in Abaji, all the 6 area councils. Sometimes I go to site with engineers. There are some of these places in Abaji, Buari, Kwari, that when I get there, I ask myself if we are still within FCT, inside the rural areas. And then development in terms of road. Road is not something that you start today and you complete it today. But a layman will expect that when you say you are doing road, they want to see the quota. No. So we are touching some of those places, but it's a gradual process. We'll get there.
Today is International Day of Happiness worldwide. The United Nations set aside the day to recognize the importance of happiness in the lives of people around the world. But how happy are Nigerians in this 21st century?
Nigerian people are not happy. People don't have lights, food. Sure, people become armed robbers. People will not be qualified. They go to office. How do you want them to be happy? People who are happy in Nigeria are the politicians. You buy vehicle of 40 million. If you want Nigerian people to be happy, let politicians kind of bring this money they have been confiscating. If you distribute these things to the Nigerian people, it will reduce armed robbery. It will reduce kidnapping. It will reduce prostitution. Nigerian people, they are not happy. That is why you see crisis all over the place. You see killings all over the place. The political, they tell Nigerian people they are the happiest people.
We Nigerians are not happy. We don't have that sense of belonging any longer. People are being killed on a daily basis. And if you may ask me, the government is not doing enough to protect lives and properties. The government should carry people along. They should make sure that everybody has an impact. They should make us feel as Nigerians. The way things are going on in Nigeria now, we are feeling that almost 80% of Nigerians have been left out. The government is less concerned about the masses. They don't care about what we are going through. Whenever we raise an alarm that, these are the things we are going through, they will look the other way around.
Nigeria actually is not happy. It's in a dire situation. We need to improve on everything, like our social welfare, infrastructure, our health, to give happiness to Nigerians. Our youth need to have future. So a lot of this, coupled up with difficulties people are having, has caused unhappiness to exist in Nigeria. So what we do now is we work towards all this to better the society.
Nigerians are not happy. People are dying of hunger. There is no work. Even Bible recorded that a hungry man is an angry man. When you are not eating from morning to evening, even your fellow colleague want to talk to you, you grow annoyed. Nigerians are good in working. They are not lazy people. That's why they say we are hungry and smiling. So if they can empower everybody, you have what you are doing. I don't think there is any problem.
Let these government people begin to show love, tolerance. You don't begin to carry poor man, you lock him in the cell, you put him in the prison for an issue ordinarily that would have been resolved amicably. This is what Nigerian people are begging the government for. Give us good rules. Let government do things that will put happiness to people. Nigerian people will be happy people. They will stop committing suicide. Armed robbery will reduce. Kidnapping will reduce.
The International Day of Happiness came about after a 2011 UN General Assembly where the importance of happiness was discussed as not just a priority for global health, but also as a fundamental human goal, which all things, even economic growth, can benefit. The news at 6. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. We now go to the foreign scene. Russian diplomats expelled from Britain in the worsening clash over the poisoning of a former double agent have left the London embassy with their families. Britain has thrown out Russian 23 diplomats over the March 4 nerve agent attack on former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia. The expulsion came as British police said the investigation into the poisoning could take months to complete, while Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson accused Russia of trying to conceal the needle of truth in a haystack of lies. Britain says only Russia had the capability, motive, and intent to be behind the attack. The nerve agent Novichok is reportedly developed by the former Soviet Union. And in sports, reports say the training camp of the Nigerian national football team, the Super Eagles, is agog with invited players hitting camp and being involved in the first training session. The Super Eagles are billed to take on the Polish national team at the Municipal Stadium Wrocław, Poland on Friday, March 23. The pre-World Cup friendly match between Nigeria and the Polish national team, who are ranked 8th in the recently released FIFA ranking, will kick off on Friday at 8:45 p.m. Nigerian time. The Super Eagles will then take on their Serbian national team on Tuesday, March 27 in London. And that's the news, but before we go, let's bring you a reminder of our top stories. Senate suspends plenary in honor of late Senator Wakili. Human rights group says Nigeria failed to protect abducted schoolgirls. On the foreign scene, expelled Russian diplomats leave London embassy. And in sports, Super Eagles camp bustling for friendlies against Poland, Serbia. That's the news at 6 from Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, Abuja. My name is Iyene Ibanga. Thank you for staying with us.